Hello, my name is Nicole deLeon, and I did my internship at Dunwoody Prep in Dunwoody, Georgia. So to find my internship, I knew I wanted to do it when I was off track and at home in Georgia, so I Googled some preschools in the area and found ones that had high ratings. I then went onto those schools' websites and looked around for schools that I knew I wanted to teach at. I found Dunwoody Prep and it was quickly at the top of my list. Their website was very inviting and I could tell that they were a good school. They are more academic based but also focus on the whole child. I called the school and the director talked to me. She told me that they had done internships before and invited me to come and tour the facility. Um, I went in and met with her and she showed me around and I really enjoyed the facility. They serve infants to 5 years old. They have age appropriate playgrounds, an indoor gym for when it's raining, and an on-site chef in a kitchen. Um, so she told me a little bit about the school and the classroom that I would be working in and the teacher that I would be working with. She also gave me some paperwork to do, and I also had to get a background check done. And after all of that was finished and filed, I began my internship. So my main responsibility at my internship was to be a teacher's assistant. What I did the most was help with morning work in small group. And so some of the things that I did there was help the children with their journals, word families, writing some simple sentences. We did a program called Handwriting Without Tears. And also we worked on counting and writing numbers. I also sat with some children during circle time, especially children that kind of had a hard time sitting there. I would just sit with them to make it a little bit easier. I read to the class. I did a lot of observations and documentation. I did anecdotal notes quite a few times, and the teacher that I worked with, Miss Jiling, showed me how to document everything. They did it all online, and so I was able to learn their program, and it was a really cool program to work with. Um, I also got to just engage with the children and play with them, and also I helped with a few activities and projects. Um, one theme that we did was winter, and 1 week of winter was staying warm and what people do in winter. And so one of the little projects that we did was we turned a box into a fireplace. And so I took a couple of children and got their ideas, let them talk it out and discuss everything and what they wanted to do. And they turned this box into a fireplace. And then the next week we were talking about what animals do. And so they turned the fireplace into a hibernation cave for bears. So that was really cool to see their ideas and have them come up with their own ideas for the project. Um, so how I benefited the site, I think one of the main things was that I took some stress off of the teachers. There was one child in particular that had a hard time, especially during circle time. Um, he wanted attention and would do almost anything to get the attention, which ended up being a lot of meltdowns during circle time. So at the beginning of my internship, I would take him into the reading corner, and there was something called the Feel Better box, and it just had little fidget toys, paper and markers, glitter bottles, books, just things to help children calm down. And so I would let him calm down, and then we would talk about what happened and everything and discuss some solutions. But as my time went on there, his meltdowns got worse, and so the teachers and I sat down and came up with some new ideas to try and some suggestions, and we found that he really didn't like missing out on anything. And so as his meltdowns got worse, because he was putting some of his peers in danger from flailing and everything, we decided to take him out of the classroom during these meltdowns. And so I would take him and I would carry him outside and let him cool off, and then we would discuss what happened and come up with some new ideas to try next time that happened. Um, and this helped the teachers a lot because they were able to continue on with the class, continue teaching, and not have to worry about what was happening with him. Um, And also I was able to just focus on some other individual children that just needed it, maybe that particular day or time of the day. Um, so how I benefited from this school was that I learned so much from the teachers that I worked with. Miss Jiling, the main teacher, had a lot of different ideas and tips and tricks that she did with her students. Something that I really liked was voting. Um, the children would vote for little activities when circle time was over before they washed their hands. And so with voting, they were able to practice counting skills and they worked on which number is bigger or smaller. Another thing that I really enjoyed was spelling through songs. So she had songs that she would teach them, and they were just simple little words like are, to, go, the, and so they were learning how to spell these simple sight words. Um, so one important connection I made was with Dunwoody Prep's mission statement. So their mission is to provide an environment that serves the whole child as well as the family through fostering learning and social development. And I think this goes hand in hand with many of the child development classes at BYU Idaho and also through working with the BYU Idaho preschool lab. Because we focus on the whole child, and also I think one of the key things is involving the family because the children spend so much time with their families. And so if you're working together with them, you're able to help the children in the best way possible. So would I recommend this site as an internship? I definitely would. I really enjoyed all the teachers that I worked with and the directors. It was a great experience for me. And so if anyone wants to do their internship here, they can contact one of the directors, Edie Disner, and you can also go to the website at dunwoodyprep.com.